morning, y'all. Just got to school. Class starts at 9:30. It is 9:10 right now. Went on a run this morning. Ran 1.6 miles at a 9:30 pace. And while running, got me thinking, especially with my class, like, you really should be taking care of your body. It is a machine that is working 24/7 with no vacation days. So please take care of your body. Give it the proper sleep, nutrition, exercise, and relaxation. You have one body, so please take care of it. When you take care of it, it'll take care of you. So this ramp is the first ramp that I try to go down with DC. I was up here, I was like, fuck it, man. You know what? Like, I'll do it. Like, I just bought my skateboard. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Dude, I ate so much shit. Like, I had a huge ass bruise right here. But you know what, man? One day at a time. Today is day 24 at 75 hard. Just got back in the gym. Today we did legs, and let me tell you, it was devious. But I'll get that in a minute. I was supposed to get a quote book today, but I texted Jay and he said he had one. I was supposed to get it from him when we saw each other at the gym, but like I said, our gym today was devious. Not getting into that. So for today's quote is, be impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. By Don Miguel Ruiz. For me, I interpret this quote with like 12 rules for life, where be precise in your speech. Don't beat around the bush, say directly what you mean, and be kind to yourself. Think about it, if you were speaking poorly to someone, right, you would be like, whoa, like chill out, like why are you speaking so down to me? That's the same way you shouldn't be speaking to yourself, right? It's easier said than done, because for me, I definitely push myself down and just like beat myself up, but trying to learn to speak in a more positive way. And then also, like, you shouldn't be gossiping about others, you shouldn't be speaking negative, you should be encouraging them. Your word should be inspiring, and you should be leading. That's the way I took the quote. For today's reading, which I owe you guys for yesterday's reading. So for yesterday's reading, it was talking about the fight or flight response, because we went over the freeze response. So for the flight response goes after the freeze, which, if you think about it, the freeze is more stop, analyze, and be like, okay, what's the next step? So the flight response is more where you analyze and like, okay, where's my escape route? Yeah, and it's to determine the best course of action. And then the fight response is more like the last resort, where you're back against the wall and you need to fight, you are in danger. For us, these are all have been like survival responses since the beginning of time. And just give me 1 second. So for us, our survival isn't in the modern times, like we're not being chased down by like tigers or anything. So like our modern day, like for our flight, if we like need to avoid, we could like lean back from the person that we don't want to talk to, or we're trying to like distance ourselves, right? That's like the modern way of that survival response. Eye blocking is also another thing, like just a distance that you're in disagreement. And then, so that was like basically the for the 10 pages yesterday. Actually, before I forget, your brain like remembers. So let me a little tangent here. So when, let's say you cut off an old friend and you have like a negative attachment with them, and you haven't seen them in years, and all of a sudden one day you see them, your body will remember like that negative attachment that you had years ago and make you like feel a certain type of way. Same way, if you see someone that you have a positive attachment with, you're going to be more glowing, right? It's just part of the memory bank associated with our limbic system. Just our brain does that, where it associates either positive or negative attachments. So then he goes and talks about pacifying behaviors. So neck touching or stroking is a frequent pacifying behavior. With women, they'll like touch right here, like if they have a necklace, they'll like play with it. So pacifying behaviors is basically soothing, like you're just trying to soothe yourself in a stressful situation. And some of the things is like touching your forehead, rubbing your neck or your cheek, and like when he was talking about this, I was like, I was stuck in traffic, and I was just like this. I was like, I'm just soothing myself. Like that's all what the pacifying behavior is. And if you notice someone with like their tic, you can tell like they're stressed out or uncomfortable, right? So the reason why all these pacifying behaviors satisfy the same requirement in the brain. That is that the brain requires the body to do something that will stimulate nerve endings, releasing calming endorphins in the brain so the brain can be soothed. That's all the pacifier behaviors is what it's supposed to be doing. It's like these stroking behaviors don't help us to solve problems, rather they help us to remain calm while we do. It says men prefer to touch their faces, women prefer to touch their necks, clothing, jewelry, arms, hair. The reason why the neck is because it's rich with nerve endings that when stroked reduce blood pressure, lower the heart rate, and calm the individual down. This could be like fixing a tie, going like this. So, whistling can be a pacifying behavior. Even excessive yawning can be a pacifying behavior because your mouth is dry and needs moisture. You're dry. You have a dry mouth due to anxiety. Leg cleansing. This is basically when you have like sweaty hands, you're just going like this, right? So it's like cool, like to see like these behaviors of just like how we soothe ourselves and like try to figure out what yours is. Like I know for me, like when I'm stressed out, I'm definitely like this. I feel like that's why I have like a pimple right here because I'm constantly like touching it, or sometimes like I'll touch my chin like this. But yeah, that was pretty cool to read about. Now we're going to be talking about like legs and see what kind of behaviors they show. So he gives like a little rule into like reading pacifiers. Recognize pacifying behaviors when they occur. Establish a pacifying baseline for an individual. When you see a person making pacifying gestures, stop and ask yourself what caused them to do that. The ability to link a pacifying behavior with a specific stressor that caused it can help you better understand the person with whom you are interacting. The higher the stress, the greater the amount of facial or neck stroke is involved. Yeah, so very interesting. Man, today's gym session, you can tell like my shirt's like super down. It's because I like to bite onto my shirts, and it's just when I'm lifting heavy, I just want to be like that. And today's lift, let me tell you something. It wasn't just to lift weights. Like today was therapy for me. It was just a way to escape for like an hour. I think that's why a lot of us love the gym and even love skateboarding, is because it's an escape. Today, like in the afternoon, I don't know, like just my mind had just like was going down the rabbit hole, and it wasn't like, it was my inner bitch basically. Like it wasn't like my true self, it was like the one that's scared. It was just like, what am I doing? Like what am I doing in my life? Like I'm just like, so many things were just going down, and I just like couldn't wait to go to the gym just to like calm those voices basically. Just like the gym like really helped for the hour. I was just grinding. Like, we went in, Jay and I said hi, that is it. We went to that gym, locked and loaded. We were just boom, 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 boom. Didn't even say a word until like we left. But yeah, no, like today's gym session was much needed. It was therapy for me, something that I needed just for like my mental health. And it's something that I've definitely been working on, is not letting that like negative side of me like hold on to me for too long. Yes, it happens. We're all human, but just like not letting it like be for too long. That's what I'm trying to work on. I went to my brother's game. It was a JV game. Fortunately, he did not play, but you know what? There's room for improvement, and just gonna get him stronger and faster. For today's skating, man, I went to a park that I haven't been back since when I first bought my skateboard, and dropped in for the first time. You guys can see in the video like how nervous I was in dropping in, but like I dropped in twice, like, bro, that's huge improvements. The last time I dropped in at that park, like I went on a big ramp and like hurt myself. I literally had a big bruise and I haven't dropped in since then. I had no business being on that ramp. I was with DC and I was just like, yo, watch this. And just like, first time, board just slipped. Second time, I fucking ate that concrete. It was a funny moment, but not funny when it happened, but like, it's a good hee ha ha moment now. But yeah, dropped in, man, it just feels so scary. Just like your foot and you literally have to commit, like there's no other thing, like you just have to lean forward and boom. So I'm very proud of myself in doing that. All these are getting a little bit better. I am, when I'm skating, I am trying to talk to myself in a more positive manner. The same way when I was starting with Muay Thai, in the beginning, I was always beating myself down. Like every time I messed up in a move or like I got in the face, I was like, damn, like, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, come on. But like, I've been trying to take the skills I learned from Muay Thai with skating, just like roll with a punch, be like a stone in a river, and just like okay, next one, right? But yeah, like, dude, today, like I am so glad I went to the gym because, like, man, let me tell you guys, like, it's just, I just feel better because like I was in there for an hour and just all I was focusing was the gym, just lifting, and yeah, just besides getting physically strong, I'm trying to get spiritually strong and mentally strong the same way. For you guys, you should be doing the same because it doesn't matter that if you're physically strong, if you're not mentally strong up here, you are going to lose. But cannot wait for day 25. Tomorrow's a new day, a new 24 hours, a new sunrise. So if you are new, please like and subscribe. And as always, become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and appreciate each moment because you never know when it's your last.